right. Present. All right, let me go. Oop. And oop, I forgot to share my screen. All right, share screen. All right, let me see. Let me go back to slide 1. All right, y'all can see this, right? Yeah, yep. All right, there you go. All right, so my name is Fernando Sanchez. I am presenting my tell you about myself slides today. As you can see, these are, my most important things in life: my mother, cars, and friends, family. Um, so my background. I like spending a lot of time with like my friends, and obviously spending a lot of time with my friends. My friends love cars, so we've always been like just building cars and just modifying them, putting superchargers or turbos in them. Has its ups and downs. It's very costly too, but it's very fun. I used to go to school in Irvington. I got kicked out. Then I went to James Logan in Union City, and I was actually moving around a lot of schools during like my high school years and middle school years. So basically, throughout my whole life, I've been just moving around schools and stuff. So yeah. I also like taking pictures. All these pictures you see here, they're actually for me, like that engine from Audi. I took that picture, and also of my Mustang, my old Mustang, RIP. Uh, where I like where I come from because it made me me. I wouldn't want to be anybody else, and I also love fishing. So it calms me down. It's very fun, especially when I go with my dad. Um, yeah, that's about it. So let me go up to the next slide because I don't want to take up too much time. Let's see. Ooh, what happened here? Dismiss. All right. So my goals. My goals is obviously graduating Europe. Then I want to go back to school for software engineering, and I want to make enough money to get a big house. I want at least 5 bedrooms, to be honest. I don't know why. I just want 5 bedrooms, just because, just like a video game room or something. I don't know. And well, because if you get a 5 bedroom, it comes with a big garage too. So when I love cars, so I'm thinking I'm gonna have a lot of cars. So that's the reason why I want a big house too. Um, Obviously, I want to get my mother a house. If not, she can come live with me. That's fine. I want to learn how to code. I also want to start a YouTube channel and build my own gaming computer, which I should be starting on that soon. Um, so yeah, those are my goals for right now. I couldn't think of any more. So yeah, let's see. My strengths. I'm very outgoing, very patient, like to solve puzzles. I'm a fast learner, like to help others, and very friendly. And I feel like those strengths would help a lot in my community, because if one of us doesn't know how to solve a problem, we could both go out and solve it together, and learn together, and obviously make a better community. My growth areas is paying attention. I need to learn how to pay attention a lot more. It's kind of hard for me to focus sometimes. I need to be more organized. I'm actually working on that a lot more. I've been, just cleaning my room. That's a good way to start. Communicating and procrastinating. So communicating, like I have a lot of things going on outside of, school and everything. So like I have texts coming in and out like my phone all the time. So, it's kind of hard to communicate with me sometimes. So yeah, and procrastinating. Sometimes I do my work kind of late, but I still get it done. But yeah, procrastinating. I need to work on that for sure. And that is the end of my presentation. I hope I didn't take too much of your guys' time. Do you guys have any questions?
I got a question.
Yep. Yeah.
What do you drive now?
Right now, I actually have old beater BMW, which I'm about to sell. So it's a 5 Series. It's a year 2000, but I'm selling it because I'm getting my Fox body notchback. So yeah, that's probably gonna come in like in a month or two. So yeah, very soon.
What happened to your Mustang?
So my Mustang, I actually had a 2016 and a 2017. My 2016 Mustang, I let my friend borrow it and he crashed it. So yeah, don't ever let your friends borrow your car, ever. So yeah, he crashed that one. But I got my money, and yeah, he basically, I'm not gonna lie, he made me money because he ended up paying all of it, and I got money extra. So with that money, I bought this car, and then this lady T-boned me. So, but I took advantage of it, and I decided to go back to school because I'm not gonna lie, the payments were pretty high. So I was like, you know what, I'd rather go back to school, get, you know, I just get like build a car for right now or something. So yeah, that's why I'm working on my Fox body right now. Any more questions?
All right. Thank you, Fernando.
Okay, so hello, my name's Judith. I'm still nervous, even though it's over computer for some reason. So I kind of chose this theme because I like flowers, and I like most flowers, and I just thought it was a cute theme for it. So I also put a little witch hat and a little witch's brew on top of my name because my favorite holiday is Halloween for some reason, and out of all like Halloween movies, I really like witches and stuff, and my favorite movie is The Craft. So that's why I put that. And also my favorite color is purple, even though this little thing in the back here is pink. I love The Office. Dwight's my favorite character, but I like the shift of Michael. I also love Game of Thrones. If you know, you know. Khaleesi's my favorite too. I love the beach. I love going to the beach. I just hate the sand, but I love the beach in general. It's just a peaceful, calm place for me. I love music. Weird thing about me, I like watching serial killer documentaries. So this is from the Zodiac Killer, and we can talk offline about that if you want to ask me questions. I also like going to a lot of EDM events, like Insomniac. I've stopped as of now, but I used to go to quite a bit of them, and I enjoy it. And I also used to do Aztec dancing for about 7 years, and I recently left like about like a year ago or a year and a half. So background. So I was born in San Jose. I've been living in the same house my whole life. Downtown, I've never moved. And I went to Abraham Lincoln High School, which is kind of by Valley Fair. I was class of 2017. And then I was going to Evergreen Valley College until I stopped to come here. And then I'm planning on going back. And I had 3 different retail jobs. I first worked at Target, and then I worked at Marshall's, and then I worked at Key Australia, which is a sunglass store. And all my money went there because we got a good discount, and now I have like 30 pairs of sunglasses that I hardly use. I had one office job, which was dental assisting, and I was also front desk, and that was my last job before leaving and doing Europe full time because it just didn't work out. My personal goals, I want to travel the world. That's one of my main top goals. I've only traveled to Mexico, but I want to just travel different places and hopefully not travel alone because I like to be like, I don't really like to be alone, but I want to also buy my own home someday, not have self-doubt, own a cat because I have dogs and I've always owned like had a dog, but I've never had a cat, and my parents hate cats, so it just sucks because I want a cat. I want to be better at decision making because I'm so indecisive. I also want to be I want to get more sleep and improve focus and concentration. My professional goals: I want to have a career rather than a minimum wage job. I want to build a strong network, be amazing at public speaking and presenting. I want to expand professional knowledge and training and attain a higher job role and gain new experiences from my career. My strengths: I'm very good at organization, note taking. I'm very dependent. I'm a team player. I'm very flexible, and my growth areas that I can improve on are public speaking, self-criticism. I'm too detail-oriented, so I'm very of a perfectionist, so which drives me crazy sometimes. I'm bad at math, like really bad, and I also talk really fast, especially when I'm nervous, like now. And I also need to learn how to have patience sometimes in certain situations. Okay, and then I'm done. Thank you. Any questions?
I have a question.
Yeah,
Do you watch Forensic Files?
I don't actually. I try to get into it, but I don't know. I'm very picky with the shows that I have to watch.
Where do you want to travel to?
I think my first stop is Greece, but I just want to hit every place I can. But my first stop is Greece.
Greece is hella expensive.
I know, but so pretty. Any more questions? We're good. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Online. Hello, my name is Bobbi. This is Tell Me About Yourself slide, and I will begin by explaining my first page. I love to paint, especially nature. I love to travel and take pictures while I travel. I love fruit. This is my favorite flower, the orchid. I went to San Jose City College, and I love enchiladas and music. Okay. Next slide. I played basketball at San Jose City College both years, and something interesting about that is my sophomore year, we only had 5 players. That means we had no subs. So I was in the best shape of my life. And Selena, I love Selena. It's showing like my Mexican culture. I go to Europe. Alive and Free is another program I'm in, and I work at Facebook. Tupac's my favorite rapper, and my favorite superhero is Incredible Hulk. My professional goals is to dress like this. I want to work at Facebook or Google. I have my associate's degree, and I want to pursue my bachelor's, and I want to get into project management. My personal goals is to read more, meditate more, go on more hikes, and also travel like Judith. My growth areas is stress management. Sometimes I can get overwhelmed and overthink. I want to learn how to play soccer, time management, and I want to learn more Spanish, learn how to drive stick and play the piano. And my strengths, I engage, inspire, and empower. I like engaging with people and motivating them to do anything that makes them happy. I perform, so I've rapped in front of crowds. I'm vegan. I cook. I know how to DJ, mix songs, and I also know how to work on cars. Any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite basketball team?
Yes, the Warriors, because I'm from the Bay Area. But my favorite player is Michael Jordan. Just
Who asked that question?
Me.
Miguel.
Got it. Okay.
What's your favorite Tupac song?
So Many Tears or Toss It Up. They're both really good.
I have a question. What do you like to cook the most, or what do you cook like
Okay.
most frequently?
Okay. Probably Smile is my favorite Tupac song. Okay. But this question, I like to cook Mexican food the most. Like burritos and tacos is my go-to, but I like to cook like enchiladas or tamales. I also like to cook Indian food. Like I like to mess with the curry and make sauces. It's really good. I like spicy food.
Okay, thank you. And if you don't already have Duolingo, I can send you an invite so you can learn Spanish.
Oh, I would love to. Thank you.
I have
No
a
problem.
question.
Yes.
What inspired you to become vegan?
Okay, so Nipsey Hussle's death really hurt me. And I was looking into his death, and he was going to do a documentary on Dr. Sebi. I don't know if anyone of you know Dr. Sebi, but he practices plant-based, and that's also how I learned about sea moss. But and then I tried it out, and the first month was hard. I was having dreams about eating chicken wings and all that. It was really hard because I was a carnivore before, but I actually had this like feeling of like, and I know it sounds crazy, but I felt like I was superhuman, and I was really happy and like felt light while as I was walking, and I just didn't want to lose that feeling, so I just carried it out, and it's been 10 months.
That's
All right.
cool.
Hey, y'all. So I'm Rodrigo. Start this off. So the first thing you should probably know about me is I like to play games. These are two of my favorite games. It's from Galaga and Space Invaders. If I ever see an arcade and I see these games, I immediately have to play it. Another thing is I like to watch cartoons when I was little. So my favorite cartoon is actually Courage the Cowardly Dog, and Iron Giant's one of my favorite movies of all time. I could still watch it today. I also listen to a lot of music, and I would say these are my like favorite albums. We have Hung at Heart from the Growlers on the left, Them Crooked Vultures debut album in the middle, and the Black Keys released a album called Brothers, which was one of my favorite albums. Another thing is I've been playing guitar for around 10 years now, and I actually own 5 guitars at this point. Most of them are cheap, so nothing crazy. My background is my parents were born in Mexico, and for a while, my grandpa was debating on moving to California, and then one day he actually did it, and we just stayed at California ever since. In California, I've sort of picked up jobs here and there for my dad, just get a little money, and I decided I need to go to school, so I ended up going to Evergreen Valley College, and I found out that was very expensive, so I ended up picking up jobs at Main Street Burgers, H&M, and then recently I've been working at a sports bar that with this whole coronavirus thing sort of laid me off, but still working. My professional goals is I would actually be the first in my family to have an office job, and I would like to have something with a retirement plan, preferably. Because all my family members, when they work until they're like 80. And my personal goals, I would like to own this guitar, which is a 1970 semi-hollow Gibson ES. I would preferably like to move to Portland ever since I visited one time, and I just fell in love with the whole city. And I would like to have a record collection like Questlove does in this picture, like a whole room just dedicated to records. Let's see. If you ever need help, I'm really good at making a game plan for a project. And if you ever need someone to brainstorm with, I'm definitely your guy. I've got someone who could bounce off plans with you. And then things that I could use help with is to focus. I've been known to drift off from here and there. And also, I've been known to procrastinate from time to time. Fortunately, I still do the work, but doing it last minute sort of puts a lot of pressure on me. Thank you guys. Any questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Did you ever get scared when you watched Courage?
There was like 2 episodes. Yeah, it did get a bit spooky when I was little.
Yeah. I get really scared even when I watch it today.
Yeah, I think I learned a lot from Courage actually growing up because I found that like I was always scared of things, but seeing how he was scared, but it never stopped him from doing what he wanted to do. Thank you for the question.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you play any songs on guitar?
Yeah, I mostly play like old school rock, but before that I was doing like flamenco, blues, and a bit of jazz.
Cool.
Thank you. Cool.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So how many like records do you have right now?
So right now I want to say I have around 25 records, and they extend from like hip hop to I got some reggae, some techno, and mostly old rock.
Awesome. All right. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Cong. My full name is Cong but I think you guys cannot pronounce my real name, so I can let you guys call me Cong. That's okay. So as you know, I was born in Vietnam, and I also oh shit, I didn't finish that. I really love music, especially it's Vietnamese and Chinese. I listen to it every day. Okay, let me see. Show you where I was born. So the city has name. It's called Hue. HUE. I was born here, and I also grew up here until when I was 18. I decided to go to another city to study at the University of Technology, Da Nang. I hope someone knows about it. I study here for 3 years. My dad, at that moment, my dad suggest me go to the US to study more about the technology. So I agree that offer. Then I decided to move. Yeah, at that year is 2017. I fly to the US. Boom, go to Taiwan to the US. That is San Francisco airport. Yeah, and yeah, I have been living here for 3 years now. Okay, let me see. So as you can see, his face can express my feeling at that moment. I'm really excited, very happy. I hope I can go to the US to learn more about the new country and the new culture, and have meet more friends from the other country. But I'm very I work lonely because you know what, if you don't know the language of that community, you will not able to integrate that community. So that was my feeling at that moment. I miss my friend, my school, and my country. The problem is the tenses, the sentence structure, verb forms, and slangs. Those things never is. We don't have that in my language. So each time when I want to speak out, I have to think what tenses should I use, Is that sentence? Is that correct or not? It's very complicated in my mind. So my personal goal, this thing. I try to have a sheep pork and have a mushroom, and I hope one day I can have enough money to buy a supercar like this. And you know, you see the guy, the little guy here. That's my wish that when I become older, I still have time to play video game. Yeah. For the professional goal, I have just one. That's to become a software engineer. Because that can make my dad proud of me, and I also love coding a lot. Talking about the strength, so I think my strength is easy to empathize others, and I can understand people very easily. So I hope this one can help me make friends easily. I have a and you all know that I was born in Vietnam. So I hope one day you go to my country to visit. I can be the free tour guide for you. Yeah, for sure. On top my grow area, so I am afraid of hurting people's feeling. When I say something like want to how to say that? Let me see. I never try to say something straightly to others because I afraid that can make them feel sad. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. That's my presentation. Thank you. Any question?
I have some feedback.
Yeah.
Actually, I like the fact that you came from all the way Vietnam and you had the courage to come over here and be a software engineer, and it's really motivating to see you start from scratch, you know, in a whole new environment, not knowing the language. That's a lot of courage.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
I have feedback as well. I really like your animations and your whole slides. Like they look really organized.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Are you open for feedback for me? I really love the animation and the animations and the transitions. It was very professional and creative, and the whole presentation was very interested and showed your history and personality very clearly. I would encourage you, like for the slide of the growth areas and the what's the other thing? The strength, you to maybe put it in one slide. That's it. But I really loved your presentation.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you, Cong.
All right, good morning, y'all. My name is Miguel Barrera, and this is my intro presentation right here. So before I talk about myself, let me share some fun facts about me, which is pretty much about myself. I love food. I like to go out. My adulthood of escapism is really watching anime. I love to listen to hip hop all the time. And for me to study the best that I can, I listen to lo-fi hip hop or lo-fi hip hop. It's pretty much low frequencies, so it's just beats. It's really chill. I could talk about that offline. My biggest fear is heights, but I've had other fears as a child that I've conquered, which is roller coasters, public speaking, and spiders. I mean, if I saw a spider today, like a tarantula, I'd freak out, but I wouldn't hesitate to kill it. I once gone 52 hours without sleep. My dreams after that were pretty insane. I love to go to concerts, festivals. I've been to a lot the past 4 or 5 years, probably more than I should have. I have 2 half-sibling brothers and 3 half-sibling sisters. I'm the only child with my mom, so my daddy's pretty wild, but I still love him. Okay, about me, my upbringing and work. So I was born in San Jose, California, February 25th, 1998. I'm 22 years old. I attended Lincoln High School and I graduated in 2016. And then for a year, I took off and was just working. But then after that, I went to De Answer for 2 years. Didn't really like it, so that's why I'm here. I've held 3 jobs in my 5 years of working, which is Domino's, making pizza, Stations, which is warehouse inventory. Met a lot of interesting people there. And I was a security guard until I quit to come to this program. And ever since then, I've been unemployed, which is pretty unfortunate, but you know, at least I got the support system. So I've been living downtown my whole life in the same house. Usually where I go to hang out is down the street of my house. It's called Bakesto Park, or there's one like 5 blocks down. It's called Wilson Park. I get along with most of my neighbors, and some of them have stuck around. The others have not, and it's probably because of gentrification, which is sadly, but I mean that's just life. I live in a household with my mom, both my grandparents. I love them. One cousin and my 2 uncles with their wives. I also own a cat and a dog. This black cat right here, this dog, he's sleeping right now. This is my dog Alvin. He's like I think 11 or 12 years old. He's hella fat for a Chihuahua. He's like 25 pounds. And this is my stray cat. Her name is MJ, the most beautiful cat I've ever seen. She still has her blue eyes, and I love her so much because she always, every time I pull up to the neighborhood that she's at, she always recognizes my car and she comes to me like immediately. I don't know how she does it, but hopefully one day I can have my own place to give her a home. Anyways, my professional goals. I want to complete the program and exceed internship expectations. I want to build the most efficient network and make great connections with all my peers. I want to convert it to a job right after a year up, or go to school, whichever is the best. And I want to build the most professional brand. I just want to be the best that I can be professionally. I know my personal self is like a bit different from my professional self. So I really want my professional self to stand out on the right times. My personal goals, I want to break my generational curse. I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of seeing my family broke. I just want to get rich, get money, share my resources, and just have everything better for my future offspring. Even though I'm not a dad, I take really great pride in wanting to become a great dad. When the time comes, it comes. You know what I'm saying? So I want to provide comfortable living and spacing for my younger siblings. I have a younger sibling, a girl and a boy, Vanessa and Javier. I think about them every day, and I really want to provide, all the great materials and resources, just for them to have a better outlook on life. My dad, he lives in Modesto, and not everything is too great over there, and even the people aren't that great. I don't know a lot of people, but I've gotten to know a lot of people from Modesto, and it's pretty closed-minded people out there. I mean, it's not everybody. I can't speak for everybody, but that's one of my biggest personal goals. And I just want to provide what I can financially or mentally, even for my future in-laws. I want to be that person they could come to if they have these types of problems. Without a doubt. My strengths, I'm an accepting person. You know what I mean? I work with all types of people. At the security jobs, I work with they're the best people, but they worked out. I've used their look in life. Warehouse, I work with convicts. Some of them are bitter, and I've changed their outlook on their lives. So overall, I feel like I'm an accepting person to people, and I can change other people's perspectives on things. I offer words of encouragement. You know what I'm saying? If you got that low self-esteem, don't ever trip about it. That's just me though. I like to do research on other topics of life. You know, every day I think knowledge is power. So I like to research on things like hypnotism. I don't do astrology, but you know, I think that's cool. You know, voice coaching, all that other stuff. My weaknesses or growth areas that I think that it's weak. I always thought it was weak. I don't know how it got to me or how it got to that point, but I want to get rid of that. I want to be better prepared instead of being so unorganized. And I got my room all cleaned and set up, so you know that's changing a lot, especially with the Europe support. And I don't want to let my emotions get the best of me, you know, because growing up I used to get hella mad all the time, not all the time, but very easily. So I want to change that. Questions, if you got any.
I have a question. Oh,
Yeah.
first.
Can you ask that again?
Sorry, I thought someone else had a question at the same time also. What's your favorite festival that you've been to?
Day in Vegas for sure. Well, just going to Vegas was hella tight. I love Vegas. I'll go again. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So the cat, the pretty one with blue eyes, it doesn't live with you?
No, she's a stray cat. She lives in my girlfriend's neighborhood, but every time I go to my girlfriend's house, I try to feed her or pet her. She's the most loving cat. She's great. In case anybody wants to adopt a cat.
Hey, I got some a question and some feedback. If you're
Yeah,
open
go
for
ahead.
it. All right. So for the question is, I noticed on your second slide you didn't actually explain it. It's you were chased down and arrested at the age of 8.
Not
What
arrested,
happened?
restrained.
Restrained?
Yeah.
What happened?
So I actually broke a window and one of my neighbors snitched on me, ratted out on me. So the police, they didn't show up immediately, but they saw me and I tried to get away from them, but I was a little fat back then. So they eventually restrained me, but nothing really happened. It was in a bad house, so they tripped.
It happens. All right. As for the feedback, I feel like a few of your bullet points were a bit lengthy, so they could have been a little bit more concise. But that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got a question and some feedback as well.
Go ahead.
So for question, what's your favorite anime?
My favorite anime, that's tough, but I mean, y'all seen my water bottle. I love Naruto. I'll definitely show that to my kids.
And for some feedback, kind of like what Ricardo was saying about the slides being a little lengthy. If anything, I think like maybe adding a picture or two, you know, just like to kind of, instead of having so many words, just like put a picture and then a couple bullet points.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
So, you mentioned that you didn't sleep for 52 hours,
Yeah.
and that you had horrible nightmares. What was the nightmares?
I mean, there were some wild ones. They were like really lucid, and it was kind of an out of body experience. But
Give me the wildest one.
so I had a dream that I broke into the president's office and that I made what's it called? An executive order.
So
And it was like very vividly.
All right. Thank you, Miguel. I'm going to stop the recording.
Is it sharing?
Yes.
All right. So I'll start off with I'm Alex. This is a Tell Me About Yourself presentation. I'll start off with the first 2 left pictures. These are, so the top one is me and my girlfriend. We've been talking already for like 4 years. And the bottom one is my 2 nephews. These are people in my life that really have changed me and make me look at life differently. Just because my nephews, I always reflect on myself and on my decisions. Just because I'm the only male role model they have, so I tend to always think of whatever situations I'm in. I always think of like what they would think of it. And same with my girlfriend. And for the two on the right, this is this was before I started working out, and then this was after I started working out. Oh, my bad. I know I am. All right. So these when I started working out, the gym it plays a big role for me in my life. It keeps me stress free, and like whenever I have problems, that's the first place I go to. And then the center picture is my car. I use this picture because I love going on long drives, and I like just going everywhere, no matter. So if y'all ever want to go to LA in one day and come back, hey, hit me up. We out. All right, next. All right, so my background. I was born here in Cali, specifically here in Santa Clara, and then I was here till like maybe till like I was 1, and then after that, this is the Olympic Park in Georgia, and I was there for a while, like maybe I would say 2 years, and then the center one is Chicago, and I moving back to Cali. I was there for like 4 months or so, and then I went back to Cali, and then I lived in San Diego for a bit, and then moved back here to Santa Clara. And then my education background, I attended Foothill when I got out of high school, and the only reason I went to college was honestly because I liked playing football, and a lot of people were always on me and pressuring me that I could get somewhere with it, but I realized that it can only get you so far. And then second, I went to De Anza after that. That's the last place I attended right before joining Europe. And same thing, I was doing football there, but I just realized that school wasn't for me. Like the only reason I was doing it was just because I was playing football, and I really had no like a certain point to go to. Like I was just focused on football and not even in school. So that's the reason why I just dropped out. And I used to work at a Pizza Hut. That was my first job. So when I was like 16, 17, I worked there for up till I was 18 when I got out of high school. And I became a shift lead there. So it was like pretty cool, no one telling me what to do. I was telling them what to do. Yeah, but I ended up leaving just because of we got a new manager and I didn't like her. And then once I turned 18, I got my guard card and I just worked in security for a while. I worked for USA Associates and also Allied Universal. I'm still up currently with Allied. I'm just in the waiting list because I'm what's called. I'm a night shift guard right now, but there's no positions right now available. So right now I'm off the clock. And then let's see. All right, my goals. So goals that I have. I already have a charger, but later on I want to have that Hellkeezy. You already know. I love that thing. Hopefully I'll get it by the end of this program. Me, Carlos, and Fernando, right?
Yes,
And then, and then one of my big goals is I actually want to own my own house, but not here. I want to own it in Georgia, just because I just like it over there more than here. I mean, it's not the best environment, but I feel like over there it's like more open. I feel more free over there than here, but a lot of people disagree just because of how it is over there, and like a lot of people just don't like how it's like gang violence and drug affiliation and everything. But I just like the environment and like how everything is laid out. And then another goal is try to network with the most people as possible that I can later on in the future. And this image represents two things: that and also just gaining respect later on in the future, like just for my family and friends and everyone else for like what I've done and like what I've become now and how I was before. And another one is the money. I want the money because I want to help out my family. We never really had money like that.
and I want to be the first in my family to have it. You know, I'm not the oldest, but I want to be able to provide for everyone later on in my future. And then that's it for my goals. And then I feel like my strengths is I'm really good with one-on-one conversations, or like I'm not hesitant to go and talk to new people. And I really learn a lot when it's one-on-one. And I don't judge. So if y'all scared to come talk to me, I don't judge. A lot of people tell me I'm intimidating. Y'all don't want to come talk to me for some reason. So I don't know why. And then growth areas. I feel like I need to grow on growth areas. I need to focus more. I tend to just doze off or not pay attention, or just forget things over time. And staying organized. I feel like I need to work on that a lot, because with this going on, I'm really falling back on everything. And I feel like I just need to catch up. But shout out to Dafne. She's been helping me out. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for your time. Y'all got any questions?
I got a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Is Chicago pizza worth the hype?
Nah. Not at all.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing to do in Georgia?
Oh, I always like going downtown to ATL. That picture that you saw, that was taken at the Olympic Park. So like that Ferris wheel is like you're around there, and the CNN Center's there. The Atlanta Mall is there. Like there's a lot of places you could go. It's like a San Francisco type of area there, but it's just downtown ATL.
All right. Thank you, Alex.
Can y'all see my screen?
Not yet. Yeah, we can.
Okay, sure. Where's the present thing? All right,
Looks
so
like
this.
Doug has joined the chat.
Oh, yeah, I saw that too. I was like, what is Doug doing here? All right, so this is my About Me presentation. Some of the pictures here. I have the bottom left one, that's me in Mexico. Same with the top right. That was when I was like 12 and 13. Um, the middle picture with the food, I'm a really food. I just love food, all junk food especially. It's just all I grew up with, because like we were kind of poor, so the cheapest food was the best that I could find. So that's always stuck with me. It's kind of a bad habit of mine, because it's not the best, healthiest food for me. But yeah, I still enjoy it a lot. I have a picture of a bunch of different consoles: PSP, DSs, Nintendos, Game Boys. I had all of that growing up. I would always save up my money and cop it whenever I could. I love playing basketball, so I have a basketball there. There's a picture of my cat, the bottom right. Uh, she's, I believe, 2.5 years old now. I found her as a stray, and I've been taking care of her. The top left corner is music. I love music. Love making. That's all I do whenever I hook up with my friends. We literally just post up and make a bunch of beats. Oh, forgot my turtle. I had a pet turtle when I was younger. Her name was Chula, and when she passed away, she was. I was like really sad. I was crying. My mom was like, "Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it." And then she got me a stuffed animal that I have now, and like ever since then, every time I would graduate from middle school or high school, she would get me another stuffed animal, one with like a graduation cap and stuff like that. So, yeah. So my origin, I was born and raised in San Jose. My family came from Mexico, Chihuahua. Both my dad and my mom came from Mexico. My mom moved over here when she was 18, and this house right here in the bottom left picture, we've been living here since I was about 4 or 5 years old. Before that, we literally lived across the street from here. There's a apartment duplex, and we were living there at the time. I went to school at Del Mar High School, graduated in 2017. After high school, I went to West Valley College, and at the time, I was doing it just to make my mom happy and stuff like that, because she really wanted to push me to go to school, because my sister went to school and stuff like that. but I wasn't really in the best mental state of mind to go. I was just like, I was doing all my work and all that kind of stuff, but like every day it just felt like more draining and more like I didn't want to do this. Why am I here? Type of stuff. I was always questioning everything, and I was just in a really bad place. Um, some of the places I worked at what was it called? I worked at Taco Bell for my first job. It was a pretty lame job. I'm not gonna lie. My After that, I worked at Chipotle for about a year and a half. Became a manager, and it was cool. It wasn't too bad, but after we switched managers, like the main what is it called, the restaurateur, the guy was like, I just didn't mess with the guy, so I quit. And then I started working with my mom's. Prior to that, I always worked with my mom every summer, even since I was like really young, because she works for a housework company. We moved like not furniture, but all the other stuff like kitchen utensils, cups, plates, bedding, sheets, and that's what I was doing for most time. And then after quitting Chipotle, that's where I went to work for like 2 years. Some professional goals of mine is just to, you know, reach high and like get a good job that's not like too mentally draining or like super stressful. Something that has work, obviously, you know, but nothing too crazy or like that'll overstress me and have me working crazy amounts of hours. I also want to make decent money. You know, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but just enough to get by and like be content where I'm with, or you know, but always striving to reach for something greater. Some personal goals of mine is having a project car. I want to have a 300 ZX and then start working on it. I want to travel a lot. I just want to go everywhere around the world. Doesn't really matter where, but um, yeah. And then another personal goal is I want to be making more music. I've been really slacking on that. I still link up with my boys and everything, but it's just like with the whole quarantine, my mom hasn't really been letting me go because she's a little stressful about it. So I try not to stress her out. So for my growth and strength areas, so my growth areas, I put for me is to stay focused, being organized, and staying on task. I have a lot of trouble with those things just because I don't know. I'm really unorganized. I've always been like, if you look at my room, it's like it's all unorganized, but I know where everything's at. So it's kind of like a organized, unorganized type of thing. But it's better if you have everything just good and ready to go and stuff like that. Some of my strengths, I'm really good at helping people. I'm being there for them, like encouraging them, pushing them to do things that they would never try, or just having them experience new things in life and stuff like that. That's my presentation. Any questions or feedback?
So I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, do you have any channel, YouTube channel, or any
Nah,
something like
see,
that?
when I was younger, so it's a little quick fact. I used to play, I used to stream and I had a really good computer, and I had like a decent following. I probably had like only like what, 300 followers. I had like 50 consistent people who viewed my stuff. I used to play Overwatch a long time when it was really popping and stuff like that. And I remember I played that, and like I unintentionally played it, but like I got really good at it, and I was almost what's it called? Top 500 in the world. So yeah, so I really could have gone somewhere with that, but I ended up just quitting video games because yeah. But I still love playing video games all the time.
I got a question for you.
What's good?
Where do you ball up?
Sheesh. I ball up right across my court. I think it's Zolezi Park or something like that. It's by this golf course down here. I go to Willow Glen Park, except they closed down the basketball courts down there. Campbell Park as well. Where else? There's a park by Capitol. I forget what it's called, but just anywhere that's hooped, you know. Anytime I go with my boy, he's the hooper. Like I literally started hooping like 2 years ago, and I'm already like pretty good at it. But he's the one who really like pushed me to play basketball with him and stuff like that, just because he always needed people for pickups. But yeah, anywhere we'll pull up. If we see people, we'll pull up and just start playing.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, Carlos. Again, if you have feedback, please share that with Carlos.
I'm okay with that. If I can get it open, there you go. Oops, sorry, you guys got a sneak peek. All right, so my name's Dafne. You guys can see the screen, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll start off with, I am a Disney enthusiast. I love everything Disney. All Disney movies. Disney Plus has changed my entire life. Love that thing. I'm always on Disney Plus. Some of the things I like to do is I recently got into traveling, I guess. I haven't gone too far. A couple years ago, I never really went past LA. And then my boyfriend's family actually started taking me on trips. So we went to Cancun, experienced different places in Mexico. This past December, we went to a couple major cities in Mexico. So I was able to go to Teotihuacan in Mexico City, which was amazing and a great experience. And then some traveling with my friends. I went to Seattle. That was cool. And then in the top left corner is my best friend, Cynthia, which is my neighbor. She's also in the program. And then on the bottom left, I have my boyfriend, which we've been together for about 4 years now, this July. And then I love boba, anything boba. So I'm sad that I can't get boba right now because of everything going on. Bottom left corner is my dog. She's Maya. Her name is Maya. She is a very angry puppy, but I love her to death. And on the top right corner is Frida Kahlo. For you that know me already, I love Frida Kahlo. I actually have a tattoo on my arm. And then my little sister, which has changed my life, and she's one of my biggest motivations right now. And then I have lashes. During the weekend, you will never see me without a pair of lashes. Let's go on to my next slide. How do I go? I'm sorry, technical difficulties. All right, so my background. So I went to Willow Glen High School. I've grown up in San Jose my whole life. So I went to Willow Glen Elementary, middle, and high school. I put in a picture of San Jose in the top right. And then after high school, I went to De Anza. I did take a break in between. It was really hard for me to stay in college. Just a lot of outside noise that I couldn't really control, but that happened. And then after De Anza, I came to Europe. Europe was actually introduced by my boyfriend, who's in the last class, currently an intern. So I'm glad he did that. It has been changing my life. De Anza, I couldn't really get the resources I wanted. I didn't really get support like I wanted. So Europe is doing great things for me right now. And then some of my background for retail, I did retail for a long time. Some of them, I put just one picture of my retail job, which was the one I enjoyed the most, which was Kate Spade. Before Kate Spade, I worked at Henry Bendel, which is another purse store for you ladies that know Henry Bendel. They closed down. These three ladies have actually been like a great support system in my life. I currently still talk to them, and I quit a year ago. After Kate Spade, I went to Kitty Academy, which is a daycare. There's a picture of some of my babies on there, if you guys can see them. When people asked me what I did, I said I had 24 babies, which everyone always looked at me like I was crazy. I worked with infants and toddlers. This is a toddler class. I couldn't find a picture of my infant class, but I love them to death. I still currently babysit for a lot of them right now. I haven't right now because of the whole COVID, whatever, but love my babies. They are my life. I have 25 babies, including my sister. And my goals. So I guess personal goals, I would love to own a modern home. I've always wanted to own a modern home. I want to have about 4 to 6 dogs. I am a dog lady. The corgi picture was the cutest thing I could find, so that was that. And then I added a picture of Louis Vuitton. I was actually offered a job at Louis Vuitton after Kate Spade, but I didn't take it because I wanted to work with babies. So I moved on to that. And then my professional goals is I want to stay in Silicon Valley. I want to be able to work at a big top tier company here. I also want to keep traveling. Traveling has changed my life. I've experienced different cultures, different foods, so that was great. And I eventually want to go back to teaching. I loved being an assistant teacher, even if it was just infants and toddlers. It was great to teach them new things, even to just like sign or speak or like show them how to walk, any type of teaching. I love teaching. It's hard for me to put words and presentations together and all that good stuff. So I'm trying to get better at that. And then some strengths. If you ever need someone to talk to, I'm your girl. I'm always down to talk. I'm also down to study. So if you ever need someone to study, like yesterday, Alex and I were FaceTiming for 2 hours and just doing our presentation. So that was cool. And then I'm also great at reminders. So it's like, if you ever need a reminder or you need help with something, like I will remind you, I will keep you on your toes. Some growth areas, the bad apple, sometimes I do catch an attitude. I've been catching myself on that. I've been growing, I've been doing better. And then procrastination. I'm horrible at like, I'll do my work, and for Europe, I've been doing great at not procrastinating, but sometimes I just let things get to me, so I'm working on that. And then time management. Sometimes I can be a little off with time as well. So if you guys can keep me on my toes for procrastination and time management, I would totally appreciate that. And then that's it. Thank you. Any questions or feedback?
I got a question.
Yeah.
How long were you teaching for, being an assistant teacher?
So I was actually, my first job was the YMCA, and I was an after school leader. So I did that for about 3 years, and I was only a leader, and then I moved up to assistant director. So I wasn't really with my kids anymore as an assistant director. And then I did Kiddie Academy for like 7 months. That was like my summer job. I was really sad leaving it, but I had to work on myself. So definitely miss my babies.
That's cool.
What are your favorite lashes?
I've had a couple. So the ones that I used before, I don't recall the name anymore. The company actually shut down, and they were so affordable, and real mink lashes. Don't come after me for that, because I know it's bad. I'm using real animal fur for my lashes, but I love them. Right now, they're actually Cocoa lashes. I use the style, actually can't remember. I'll get back to you on that, Jessica. But Cocoa lashes are my go-to right now. Any more questions?
I got one. Where do you plan on traveling next?
So we were supposed to go this September for my boyfriend's parents' 25th anniversary to Greece. Because I'm in the program, they actually postponed that, which I felt really horrible. So we're postponing Greece for their anniversary to a later date. So hopefully that happens soon.
All right. Thank you, Dafne.